Welcome to the Flashing Badger podcast. My name is Gordon, your GM. Today we are playing Nice Marines, a game by Grant Howitt. Joining me, as always, are my friends
Wegs, Fitz, and Mike.
Thank you for joining us. Nice Marines is a game set in a grimdark future world in which Space Marines, immortal genetically engineered instruments of war, have to learn to be in charge of diplomatic civil rebuilding. Join us after the break to hear how it goes. Cue the music.
Flashing Badger, Flashing Badger, all right.
Flashing Badger.
Thanks for joining us. As I said, today we are playing Nice Marines by Grant Howitt. My players have come up with characters. Well, two of them have. Mike's character has been decided for him in the Discord. So, Mike, would you like to start and tell me about the character you're playing today?
I've named him Torvak Bloodreap. So you can call me Brother Torvak Bloodreap.
And what is Torvak? In Nice Marines, they have a range of stats of things that they are most confident in. What thing is your Marine most confident at?
The Discord have decided that I am most confident in lifting heavy objects.
And?
Holding parades. Now, this doesn't mean I'm very good at it. It means I am very confident in it.
Absolutely. That is an important distinction. And there is one aspect of human culture that you just do not understand. What is that?
It's humour. It's so appropriate.
And I believe, as a sworn soldier of the Astral Commonwealth, the legally distinct Imperium, you carry a signature weapon.
My signature weapon is the flamethrower.
Excellent. Wegs, I'm looking at your character name in front of me and I'm already hugely disappointed. Please tell me.
Don't you get our audience offside. This might be the single funniest thing I've ever thought up, and I'm pretty sure if you Googled it, I would be breaching a number of copyright trademarks.
Tell us.
I am a Tech Marine, Brother Sergeant, malfunction. Well, it was great being part of the podcast, guys. I'll show myself out.
And what two things is Brother Sergeant Function most confident in?
It's going to stay funny, damn it. I am very confident in building and repairing things and impressing civilians.
And what is the aspect of human culture he does not understand?
I'm having a bit of trouble with this myself. Sadness? Sadness. It's one word. Sadness.
And what's the sworn weapon that he carries with him everywhere?
I have an ancient god pistol. Don't ask me what it does. I've always been too scared to squeeze the trigger.
We'll discover that during the game. Fitz, last but very much not least, tell me about your character.
My character is
Brother Lucilius Truthsayer.
Brother Lucilius Truthsayer. Considers himself, amongst Space Marines, if they can, as a people person.
And what things is he best at?
Well, he thinks that he's best at protecting civilians alongside being nice to civilians.
Wonderful.
Thinks he's good at, confident in being good at. It's to be seen whether he is actually good at.
Can't wait for that to go poorly.
Yeah. And what does he not understand?
Well, being Brother Truthsayer, he doesn't really get the concept of lying. Literal isn't literal enough to describe him. The concept of lying, doesn't understand it. It's fascinated by it, though.
And he's a Rocketeer fan because his equipment is the atomic jetpack.
The atomic jetpack. What could possibly go wrong?
Absolutely nothing, I'm sure. Now, before we do kick off to the game, I do have to read one user review that we have got from YouTube. And it is by username 63143, no carries on off the page. And he says, love heart emoji, love heart emoji, love heart emoji. There's a few of them in a row. So I'm going to take it as a positive. Thank you very much, Number Man. I appreciate it. Right. Nice Marines. Let me set the scene for you. The three players are Space Marines. Immortal, giant, genetically engineered soldiers that are perfect instruments of war. They're oath-sworn protectors of the Astral Commonwealth. And brothers protecting one another, which is nice. However, a week ago, or a few days ago, you liberated the planet of Vanus, and support forces have not yet arrived. So you are now in charge of the diplomatic envoy dedicated to rebuilding after the conflict. And this is an important line here in the setup. you have no idea how to do this. However, you have one solar week until your superiors arrive to inspect the city, so you best get to it. Now, the planet of Vanus. Tell me about how the Liberation campaign went. I'm going to start with Wegs.
Went well from our perspective. Shame if you were involved in the critical infrastructure or you're some civilian farmer minding your own business. Everyone was punished equally. It was great.
Sorry, Brother Sergeant Function, I struggle to understand when you use these terms. When you are reporting to High Command, I would appreciate if you would talk in your appropriate diction.
I was obviously making a joke. There is no such thing as an innocent civilian.
Explain this joke concept.
It's Torvak Bloodreap coming in off the high road with no understanding of humour. Torvak, the campaign against the foul heretics. What form did these heretics take?
The heretics were in a form of disheveled clothing.
And they were committing heresy by ploughing fields and planting crops or similar.
Similar, it would appear their uniform was non-uniform. Sometimes clothing had colours, other times not so much.
It was multiform, damn it!
They were distinguishable by me pointing at them and establishing who I believed was heretical.
There is no fouler form of heresy than insurgency. An ununiform foe shows a lack of discipline. Brother Truthsayer, tell me how the deployment went. Did you come down in your patented Space Marine drop coffins from orbit?
Brother! Deployment was as the God Emperor wished, and it went well. Within 35 minutes, the civilian population was completely subjugated. Or killed. Or both. Either way, it's a success.
Like 35 minutes, you're like, brother, this campaign has been lengthy. I grow weary. 33 minutes is our personal best.
The heresy was having no knowledge whatsoever of the God Emperor himself.
Many honours were earned.
Is that... I think that's the way it is that you literally came down to this planet who had very little, like they'd been a Commonwealth world a few millennia ago, but really had no involvement and they were a bit cut off, and all of a sudden a handful of Space Marines come down. And
If they didn't like it, they didn't have to be exterminated.
you have demonstrated your consent by accepting this shell into your body.
Correct.
The fact that you have become disemboweled means you agree.
I like the idea that it was decided to impose this upon them because they'd been left behind from the Commonwealth so long ago that they simply left off the, hail the Emperor at the end of the most recent message, and we just took that to mean, yep, they're rebelling. That's it.
Yeah, they hadn't had the audit completed on their first aid kits or something. And we're like, a sign of dissension.
Some minor bureaucratic sort of
Oversight, yep.
Or like you say, it's even when you've landed, you've done this, and you've stormed up to the palace, and you're like, so, planet Canis, you have been subjugated. And they're like, excuse me, this is Vanus? You're like,
Come again!
How dare you question?
That's right. If I give you a new designation, you will take it. Emperor be damned.
Some Inquisitors like, has Vanus submitted their W-2s for the quarter? No, they appear to be late.
Deploy!
And rather than overspending, they haven't spent enough on their grain silos, which is clearly spitting in the face of the Emperor. Are you too good for the new grain silos?
That's right. The Emperor gives you a budget. You are expected to spend it.
If we want you to remodel your grain silos so they're square, you'll do it.
In light of the recent liberation of Vanus, there is a point of contention amongst the factions that are still in charge of the planet. And the point of contention is an exhibition of ancient, fragile Commonwealth relics. So they could be millennia old. We'll decide what they are later. And there are two factions that are having an argument over this. House Karvek, which is one of the great old houses of psychic nobility. And House Karvek are known to be completely powerful, but also utterly inept. And the other key faction is the Church of the Sinners Aflame, which is, thanks to Wegs for naming that, there is a belligerent and old-fashioned style astral hyperchurch. So I know as much about these as you do. I just rolled them up myself.
I just like the idea. It's just to be like the Church of Flaming Fire or the Church of Sinners of Doing Wrong Things. Like
the Church of the Unforgotten Remembered. In the game of Nice Marines, you have those different stats, and your job is to try and broker some kind of peace before your superiors arrive, which is a week away. So talk to me, Torvak Bloodreap, about how this news comes to you that you're in charge of the civil rebuilding. Is it like a comm link from High Command, or...?
My digital display on my visor lights up with incoming message. And I'm like, that's odd. This has not performed that function before.
This is an unlisted number, brother.
Go for Torvak.
And is it like a chapter master, or who's on the other end of that comm?
There's a chapter master that is standing behind whoever's giving the message because they're too important to press the button themselves.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
And they're doing the whole bring him up on the screen. And the person's like trying to relay I've just got chapter master.
Yeah, good question. Chapter master what, Wegs?
Chapter, he goes only by the moniker The Awkward Pause. Somebody once asked him his name and he paused awkwardly, and now he wears the proud banner of the Awkward Pause.
Awkward
like
of
a
house
dog or a
paws.
bear.
Yeah, it's an overlapping like tiger bear
was
paws.
missing a finger.
I love that they're overlapping because he's like tripping on himself. And he's trying to do I've just got... It's like... Chapter Master Awkward Pause is just behind me, and he's just and you hear, tell him I said. It's like, I'm just telling him now. I'm just passing on. I'm like, who is talking to Brother Torvak?
If I can continue the bad puns, it's the Chapter Master Awkward Pause is there, and it's got him, and he's mispouring his Coke into his glass. It's just going over there.
Yeah,
The gravity
that's
is
actually
slightly
brilliant.
skewed. Yeah,
He's
it's got a
cross-eyed.
curve in the screen.
It's like missing it.
And I like as well the idea that he's like leaning in, looking at the screen. He's like, bring him on the screen. No, no, you have to click that to full screen it. Make him bigger. I can't
green
see
button.
him.
Allow me to lean over and show you Alt-Tab. This will change the way you do
And
business.
then when it comes up, because it's in Torvak's helmet, the camera is like one of those GoPros looking at it's just one eyeball on the bridge of your nose. So this is incredibly zoomed in view. So Brother Awkward Pause, or Chapter Master Awkward Pause, he's like, Torvak, blood of my blood, kin of my kin.
Yes, it's Torvak. There's a slight delay.
He says, Torvak, is that, can you hear me? Torvak, no, I think we've lost him. And then it's doing the chick, 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 like old phones. No, he's back. Torvak, son of my son, gene sire of my gene seed. I need you to take over the diplomatic relations with the people of Canis. No, Vanus. I'm told it's Vanus.
Apologies, Chapter Master. It sounded like you tasked me with taking over diplomatic relations. Your comms must be incorrect.
Torvak, listen to me, my son. First among my youth. I need you to make their people be friends, because I have to be honest with you, High Command is really pissed. And they're going to be there in a few days, and this has to go well for me, Torvak. You know how much is riding on this.
Chapter Master, you refer to me as your Pyro Flame Master. I have purged tens of thousands of sinners in your name. As the God Emperor wills, I crush skulls, and you would have me make nice?
Yes, Torvak, I missed some of that. I think you are in a tunnel. But
I'm standing too close to the 6G tower.
You're going through a dead patch of civilians.
Torvak, I now need you to crush the skull of civil disagreement.
Now that you put it like that, it sounds much easier.
Find me this civil disagreement bloke, and I'm crushing skull.
I must destroy this enemy of common ground and bring one together.
He says, now, Torvak, as my chosen, keep an eye on Brother Function. He's a moron. Right?
I love when we nickname people for Wegs just so he doesn't get to use the full
Yeah,
name. He'll be called Malcolm. He'll be called Malnutrition.
Yeah. Torvak, you know he chose that name. His real name is Ryan. Ryan Function. He says, and you have Truthsayer with you?
Truthsayer, wait, I will now patch you through.
Oh, no,
You're
don't put it. Oh,
off
God, don't
phone.
put it.
Can you...
By the Emperor's wishes, Truthsayer here.
Truthsayer, it is I, Chapter Master Pause.
Chapter Master Awkward Pause.
Yes.
By the Emperor's leave, how can I help you?
The same. I cannot see your exuberant gestures by comlink, but I assume you are making them.
Don't hang up once you're done. I also want to speak to him.
We were just talking.
And I like the idea. Then you hear.
I'm dialing the number now. It's not working.
Brother Truthsayer, stop trying to call people. No, I'm on the... Brother, it's me on the line. He says, brother, I have tasked Torvak with a mission. He will be your lead in this because his skills of lifting things will be essential to us.
They are magnificent skills. I have seen him lift many a thing, many a heavy thing.
Let us each list a thing that he is. Patch Ryan in. Let's get him on this
not
call.
Ryan.
Oh.
You know what he's calling himself lately?
Okay, well, let's each take a turn and say something that I have seen him lift. Torvak, you still on?
I'm here. I have changed my background. Does it now blur?
Torvak, you appear to be on a desert planet.
Wrong setting again.
I am in the green apartment.
Torvak, why are you in a Dublin street?
I just like talking like this. I wish I could go
Actually,
around.
this is it. We're actually doing- right, next caller, please. No, your husband does not respect you.
You go, girl. Quick jump him.
Ryan has joined the call. Hello, Ryan. Ryan.
Sorry, I'm just waiting my turn. Clearly, you mean someone else.
Ryan, Jesus God, we've already talked about this.
Who's Ryan? I'm not familiar with Ryan.
He has his hand raised because there's now 4 of us in the call.
And I like that still the little operator is in front of the chapter master who's like, sir, should I go? Or, no, you will remain. Change. I wish for the moon and stars background now.
Ryan, you're on mute. I can see you talking, but you're on mute.
I can see your Vox grill lighting up, but there are no words coming out.
If you could cease purging heretics for 2 minutes, I could see you in the background distracted.
So that is the Vox call that goes. That is now...
It's longer than the actual war.
That is canonically the way in which you were entrusted to this. So that is the information that you have to go forward. So, Torvak, as I said to you before, you know House Karvek is one of the key players in this, and the Church of the Sinners of Flame, and the main city of Vanus, the titular city that takes up, there's farmlands on the outskirts and there's the docks to the south, but the main part of Vanus City, Vanus Prime, is taken up by this long avenue that goes up, and House Karvek is down one end with their giant... It's this sleek, modern building, this incredible tower, and down the opposite end is this giant astral hyperchurch, the Church of the Sinners of Flame, that's this, hundreds of pews and gargoyles and the full Gothic. It's like 5 Notre Dames stacked up. You need to think of some way to try and get a relationship going between these two and to get the people on side. Talk to me about your first steps. Any of you chip in, but remember, you've only got a few days, so think of a plan.
I think we take the leaders from both factions and bang their heads into each other until they are friends. I'm glad we've reached consensus, brothers.
I do enjoy this idea. Banging heads might
Severely damage the civilians.
I will have you know that the Church of Sinners of Flames is intimidating to me as a flamer myself. I've never once heard an expression similar to trying to combat one fire with another. Also, about time I declare, as I thought this may never come up, I am scared of gargoyles.
Right. Well,
It is a rational fear.
they are creepy. They have creepy eyes. I think it's probably important then that you take a trip to the Church of the Sinners of Flame. I think that's probably a good place to go. So Torvak, the three of you, in your giant, multi-ton power armor, clomping down the street, like cracking the pavement everywhere you go. And there are civilians. There are small groups of children, like coming up and running around you, and they're not even up to your knee. The average human is barely up to your chest. But walking down the main street, half of them are cowering in fear. Some of them are clearly excited and pleased to see you and run along with you and keep up with you for a few blocks until you move away. But as you make your way to the hyperchurch, it's even your sense of scale is utterly dwarfed by this thing in front of you. Welcome back to the mysteries of ancient Earth. Today, we discuss its beasts that formerly roamed the plains of Holy Terror. Did you know, back in the second millennia, immensely tall predators roamed the planet? These creatures, known as the giraffe, had a neck up to 200 feet long and were thought to stomp through ancient cities with their necks especially evolved to pluck unsuspecting humans from nearby high-rise buildings. Early fossil records of these creatures has shown that mankind bravely rendered them extinct in a campaign led by the historic general Thomas. Also present around this time was a beast known as the octopotamopus. This beast flew by spinning itself rapidly through the air, using its powerful suction cups to draw humans into its beak-like mouth. We do not yet know if the octopotamopus was capable of interplanetary flight, but if our worst fears are realized, this could be a beast that humanity will continue to fight into the future. Join us next week when we examine the technology of ancient terror, including the automobile, the ballista, and a writing device of incredible advancement called Etcher Septum Sanctum Domine sketch.
Flashing Badger.
There's still some damage to the city from the orbital bombardment that you graciously gifted the populace with a short time ago. There's obviously bits and chunks of broken masonry that have fallen off and so on. You make your way inside, though, and you see it's literally hundreds of pews, and there's citizens all around in silent reflection and prayer, and there's that, faint sort of vaguely gothic chanting going on. And there's all these monks, like hundreds of them, of seas of monks with those incense burner things, swinging them around.
Weapons.
Drop them! They're armed!
Your targeting systems light up. So, talk to me about how this goes, how this interaction goes.
Brothers, I had an initial plan to beat the heads of each faction into each other until they became friends. I have reconsidered. The place is in a state of disrepair. Perhaps we assist with reconstruction, and then they'll do what we say.
Bring it together, Brother Sergeant Malfunction and Brother Lucilius Truthsayer. And I'm in this huge hulking armor and then this tiny little yellow book in front of me. I'm like, within my backpack I found the Codex Forgivus. And I believe it speaks in here of, if you want to win over the planet, first you must win over the people. Repairing what is sacred to them could be important to us.
Like, one of you's like, what? We have already won over the people. Have we not stomped on their skulls?
I am on chapter 1, brother. It was a short walk.
You have to give me time to catch up.
And the incense in this place is messing with my sinuses.
I get allergies.
I like the idea, and I'm going, brothers, I think in order to make sure that this church is the Sinners of Flaming.
The Church of the Sinners of Flame.
The Church of the Sinners of Flame. Now, I don't know if this is a false god. I'm not sure.
I think this is one of the many. I thought it was one of the many sub factions that worship their god emperor still.
Oh, okay, that's
it's
good.
one of the different subtle subtle variations in the
With all- more
Commonwealth
strange.
faith.
Their books check out.
With all these people here, these leaders of the Church of Sinners of Flame, I think this is the perfect opportunity for us to display our glorious magnificence in the eyes of the God Emperor, and to show them how truly magnificent and benevolent we can be with a display of our power and our weaponry.
Are you also thinking of a trivia night?
Brother Truthsayer, it sounds like you're shaping up to be nice to some civilians.
I think that I am. I'm thinking if I show them what they're missing out from with the Empire by perhaps, and this might be a good opportunity, to engage my atomic jetpack in this magnificent open-aired cathedral, to shoot up into the air and hover and display and announce before them that we are here. We're here to protect them, we're here to look after them, and we're here to make sure that they are friends with House Karvik.
Well, that sounds to me like you're impressing civilians.
Prepare to be impressed.
I think I'm trying to be nice to them.
He's trying to fudge the stats together.
So I'm trying to. No, you know what? I'm impressing them. I'm impressing them with my glory.
Grain silos is not the only cooking of the books.
So the way Nice Marines works is there's 7 different stats, which are being nice to civilians, building and repairing things, gathering information, holding parades, impressing civilians, lifting heavy objects, and protecting civilians. And the players have assigned a D20 to one of these, D12 to 1, D10 to 1, D8 to 2, and D6 to 2. So that represents how confident they are in a thing. What they really want to roll is a 5 or 6, which is a success. 1 is a failure. But once you go over a 6, this is the clever part, the higher the number gets, there is more and more collateral damage as a result of their actions. So they might succeed, but cause some horrible planet-ending catastrophe. Fitz, impressing civilians. What dice have you got for that?
Well, funnily enough, it's a D10. So I'm looking to hover and announce that, say, we're here to protect you, we're here to look after you in the name of the Emperor, we're here to make sure that you're all good. And it's a 6.
That is a perfect success. So describe for me how your little demonstration goes.
So I turn on the jetpack just below level. I hover in the middle of this magnificent cathedral. I spin slowly. I turn on my voice magnifier and I say, "People of the Empire, Church of the Sinners of Flame, rejoice and celebrate. We are here to liberate you. We are here to ensure your divine entrance into the God Emperor's realm."
And all these people on the ground are like, wow, and they're so impressed. And they've lifted their heads from their prayer, and even the monks swinging their little incense things, a few of them have pulled their hoods back so they can watch you doing loop-de-loops. It's like a full Buzz Lightyear style, falling with style kind of demonstration in there. And there's small children, there's people clapping. Like they love this.
I like it. I hope that I've got even a little button in my suit that just lets out some little low-key fireworks.
They're like little they're meant to be flares or something for the the fighter jets.
Celebration, chef.
but they're a bit lamer than that. They're like bought at the side of a road or something like that. So they're just like
fall out.
The little wheel ones.
And there was like a sister or a nun out the back who was just restocking from a box of candles, and she's oblivious to any of this occurring until you put on your voice amplifier. You're like, citizens! And she's like, slips on all these candles and stuff goes everywhere.
Who's the high sort of priest, or who's the big authority figure in the church there?
Father Padre Dominicus Raptus.
Of course. I know him well.
Excuse me as I write it down. I've already forgotten it.
Dominicus Raptus.
So
he has an engorged toe with a giant cutting.
Clever Padre.
I also like the idea that because you guys are so out of touch with humanity, you're like, be careful, brother.
Yeah.
They hunt in packs. He could come at you from any angle.
Fear the Padre you can't see.
Do not make me bring you a second Padre. You know I'll do it. I've done it before. So Father Dominicus Raptus comes out of the back now, and he's got the most incredible hat that you've seen. This is a hat for the ages.
Do you love a hat?
I know that you do. This is a gift to you, Fitz. So he's got this incredible hat, and he comes walking down. He's also got a fantastic beard that reaches down. He's in the proper robes and everything, and he's got 70 different chains of all kinds of, but they're all the same symbol, which is, the obvious, the symbol of the Astral Commonwealth, which is, of course,
it's a hawk on fire, ripping the eyes out of some guy who probably deserved it.
it's really ornate. It's in like a gold medallion, but he's got 50 of these. He can barely
one of those old clip art dudes with like the silhouette wavy hands because they just stole it off
So just
Microsoft
spins.
app.
If you shake too hard, these arms just spin around really
It's got
quick.
like a diagonal watermark across it. It's like
Yes.
not for commercial use. They're like,
But he's really
these
ornate
words
one.
from ancient Earth, not for commercial use.
I designed this myself.
Like the blood that's squeezing out of his head is like rubies.
Oh,
The
yeah,
heart is golden.
Yeah,
That kind.
and the fire on the eagle is different varieties.
It's really
Hawk,
Sorry, a
you
hawk.
heretic.
Yeah,
My eye
apologize.
twitches a little, and I'm like,
His chains must be heavy.
Well, he's leant forward. He's using a stick to walk. He does look like he's carrying a burden. Do you think this is an opportunity to impress him by lifting his weights?
I should be doing that, but I'm more intimidated. And so I walk over and I grab one of the pews that has people sitting all along it, and I grab one end and go, "Ugh!" And I lift that, and they all slide down and off one end. I'm like,
I too can lift heavy things.
So this is not to be outdone by the atomic jetpack display. You now want to show that you are also of value.
I felt useless when he walked out being able to carry all these large gems on jewelry.
So let's have a D20 rolled for your lifting heavy things skill and see how this goes.
So you're lifting the Padre or he's
No, I'm lifting the pew while staring at him.
And this pew is, 70 meters long. This is like a ludicrously big pew.
And the people on it?
There's 45 people sat on this one pew.
Yes. And as I lift, you see,
Rise up, brothers!
when you watch it on the replay and you slow it down, you see the little yellow book of the Codex Forgive Us fall to the ground and bounce. I've already discarded it. Everything took over. Here is your roll. It's a 4.
Oh, so a 4 is mostly failure, some success. So I think what happens is as you start to lift one end of the pew, you have no concept of how engineering works and how these are designed. So it just snaps the pew in half and it flings a handful of people that were on the near end who get springboarded behind you, and they sort of tumble to the ground but stand up and dust themselves off. And the people down the other end, they're just now sitting on a slight lean because the pew's broken, one end of it's broken off.
And as I put the other half back down and I sort of step back, I don't even realize, but I step on someone's torso legs and stuff, and they let out what should be a huge horrific scream, but it's silent. So it's just in the corner, it's just them going, But he seems impressed. Just a little impressed.
Yeah, he's so impressed he cannot speak. Or move.
Brother Truthsayer, we have taken his breath away with our demonstrations.
And I know.
I think you need a display as well.
Well, the only thing more impressive than breaking something is fixing something what your friend just broke. Allow me.
I have my most critical skill, building and repairing things.
Excellent.
And I've seen this pew snap in half somewhat needlessly, so I'm going to roll a d20 and see what happens.
What could go wrong?
Literally everything. I've rolled a 9. Success with minor collateral.
Minor collateral is some stuff damaged, some people upset and injured. Do you want to give me an outcome for this, or would you like me to? Because I think what happens is you start repairing it, but the people are still on it.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I
yeah.
was thinking. You're jamming the legs back on. You've got some industrial rivet gun coming out of your mechanicum arm.
Some guy's got his arm still there.
And you seal his arm in the gaps between the two jagged edges.
And
of wood.
they go to flee, and I say,
No, stay where you are. Please allow me.
thinking I'm doing them a favour,
Yeah.
and permanently welding them to the pew.
Yeah, there's some guy with his arm stuck in there, and there's a couple of people who are, oh God, Gary. You're like, no need to thank me, Gary.
Mummy, is Daddy now a pew?
Your father lives here now in eternal
You can
service,
visit him every time you come to church.
which should be every day.
You should be so lucky.
You hadn't hung up the call, and I am witnessing everything.
Brother pauses. He's, hang this up. We must call other people. And his little operators go,
And it's still just playing over my visor. Like, oh, it's so distracting.
Numbers, yeah, one of your whole eyes is blocked with this. Father Padre does not look impressed at any of this. He's reasonably he's enjoyed the jetpack show, obviously, but the rest of it is he's probably a little bit disheartened now. Who's going to talk to him?
Oh, I think I just want brother Malfunction to talk to him, just because it's not going to go well.
Very well. Let's talk, Padre. Are you sufficiently impressed now to do as I bid? Great, I'm glad we had this chat.
Says, well, look, I understand that the Commonwealth has sent you to liaise with me here, and well, there is some disagreement between myself and House Karvak, and I would love to give you more detail, but I think you should get a gathering information roll to ask him pertinent questions before he goes on too much.
My first instinct is to scream, "Disagree with this," and squish his head between my hands. What I'm instead of going to do is ask.
But
I
because
took a
Brother
short course.
Sergeant Function he's committed to doing his best. You see, like his hands,
actually
his hands go up on either side of his head and then just shake.
They just get close enough that it's just slightly squeezing.
And I'm wiggling the little yellow book in the background.
I catch one glimpse of it. I go, "I'm so interested in your feelings, human. Talk to me." I took a short course in understanding humans.
But it was
400
online
years ago.
learning.
Yeah. It was a video that I clicked through.
I was able to skip most of it.
You got bored before the end, so you were just clicking. All right, roll me the gathering information roll. I think it's a good one.
I've rolled a 7, success with minor collateral.
I think the best way this happens is that you literally just shake the information out of him. Like you get the information you need, but you're just one-handed, just shaking him. Yes, I am listening and attending to your needs. While you're
Tell me, how does that make you feel? How interesting, how does that make you feel?
Even when
how interesting, how does that make you feel?
Even when he's telling you everything you're asking him, you're still shaking him.
Oh, yeah.
No,
He's almost an unconscious reflex.
yeah.
That way.
Rubies are coming loose. Fillings are coming loose.
His bowels have come loose.
So Father Padre is like, yes, well, as I said to you, the House Karvik and I, we have a little struggle over the Commonwealth relics that have been a most sacred artifact here. And of course, the whole time he's been shaken back and forth.
Yeah, that we have been in a conflict with Carver.
And you see a few onlookers are looking on, as they do, getting a little bit concerned about this now. But when you're finished with Father Padre, he's told you that House Karvik think that they know best about these artifacts and that they really want to have control of them. But he thinks it's important for the church to retain control, and really they need someone to be a mediator in these two positions. By the time you finish shaking him, he's like, when you put him down, he's and he looks visibly upset. He's clearly been in fear for his safety the whole time you've been lifting him a foot off the ground.
Padre, if it would make you feel better, I can slap you on the back and say, there.
And very quickly he's like, no.
Are you sure? I have heard of this thing called the sadness, and the best way to expel it from the human system is to shake it out.
So I pick him back up and start shaking him again.
The sadness has taken you.
Do not fall prey to sadness, brother. It shall consume you.
And he actually stops crying purely because he has lost consciousness. His brain has become liquefied, and he's
he's still alive, but I'll let you have him unconscious.
He's unconscious.
I think we need to find these relics.
And do what with them, brother?
Oh, I don't know. Just trying to progress.
Thankfully, because you were so successful in your role there, or successful enough, Father Padre has told you that they're part of an archaeological dig on the outskirts of town. So there is somewhere you could go and look for them there. He's given you the coordinates or whatever.
I almost like the idea that because we're so completely obtuse, sort of oblivious to sort of how social interactions work, that in my mind, as Brother Lucilius Truthsayer, I just think we just need to bring all these people together, one side of town to the other side of town, and just say to them, hey, get together, sort all this out because we're here telling you to, and have all the artifacts that you want.
Well, you could very easily drag these people to meet. I know someone who's quite good at lifting heavy things as well. So
Well, I like the idea of just saying to them, you know, people of the church whose interest and attention I've got. I'm like, you said that basically at the other end of the street or town almost is the House of Karvek. Why don't we just take everyone from this church and walk them down to the House of Karvek? What could possibly go wrong?
I think that's a great plan if that's what you want to do.
And I like the idea that I'm hovering in space and I basically hovering in the air and basically go to the House of Karvek and then just go. Forget the walls, forget anything, and just fly straight through the side of the church.
Big stained glass window.
Big
at the
stained glass
front.
window. Just I don't come down. I don't walk. I just go straight through the side of the building to the town square.
So you punch it where the hawk of the Commonwealth is gouging, the flaming hawk is gouging the eyes of the heretic. You come out.
I just explode through, and people in the town who are getting over what has just been the raping and reaving of their entire society just see exploding through their God Center, giant 60-foot stained glass church. Me in my armor going to the town square, psh, raining them down with stained
The
glass.
glass finishes falling and it's silent as he travels into the distance, and the rest of us all look around at each other, and I'm like,
I was distracted. I believe he mentioned Brother Oblivious. I served with him on Fenrisian.
Brother Oblivious, well known for his devout attention to detail, never misses a thing.
and now that I'm looking around and there's nothing else to do, I'm starting to take in all the gargoyles.
Father Padre, explain to me these gargoyles. What is their purpose?
Oh, give me a gathering information roll.
Sure, gathering information for me is a D8. A 1.
Terrible failure.
A terrible failure.
I'm speaking to Father Padre and he tells me that they're defenders of the church. It's a statue to protect from sinners. And I'm like,
Defenders non-sanctioned by the Imperium.
The Commonwealth.
The Commonwealth Imperium.
And warm up the flamer.
And I begin just crushing gargoyles around the church. We'd done some repair and it was a bit damaged throughout our attack. Now I am destroying so much of this church gargoyles.
I love it's like that camera incredibly close to you, like almost the in-helmet camera, like for Iron Man, and you're just going, ah! Every time you see a new one, it's not coming out through your speaker because you got turned over. You quickly climb up, you dig your genetically powered servo gauntlets into the walls, making these holes. You climb up and punch a gargoyle.
And as I do it, I'm wigging out a little, and I'm like,
Tyson, are you still on the phone call? And Father Padre, how do I make a collect call off world? What do I press first? And it's just
Is it
gargoyles.
0 to get an outside line, Father?
So you're smashing gargoyles.
He's
Brother
flown up the main
Lucilius,
street.
he's flown up
Through the major stained glass window
standing
into Mount Town Square.
I'm standing in like the doorway to the cathedral, just
Still
going,
holding an unconscious
still holding
priest.
Padre upside down by 1 foot, and he's unconscious, and I just go, I like this mission.
and then I grab 2 Enviro bags, and I'm like,
We will use these to collect the relics. I am mindful not to take plastics.
Do you know microplastics have a long lifespan, brother?
You need to take better care of your planet.
We must bring no harm. We must bring no harm to this world by the scourge of microplastics. The microplastic fleet hovers in orbit above, brother. Are you making your way, after your crusade against gargoyles, are you making your way down that main street as well, following Brother Truthsayer?
I'm
Both of
walking
you?
back to the big main doors, and they're starting to open them for me to get back out of the church, but I don't pause for them to open the doors, and I walk directly through, crushing the wooden doors.
Because of your panic as well. You're like super fast walking because you're just
They
having
think
a
I'm
full
being
panic
really
attack.
deliberate and purposeful and sending a message, but really I'm fogged up on the inside. And I'm like, I got worked up. And I'm like, I did not put the anti-fog on my visor.
You push your anti-fog button, but it takes a couple of minutes to warm up.
Yeah.
So you're just driving blind.
Yeah, and I'm still dragging the priest. He's now attached to one of my servo arms, and I've sort of forgotten to release him.
I love the
So
idea.
he actually hung
behind you.
I love the idea that you just carry around for the rest of the mission.
Yeah.
You forgot to
Yes.
press release.
Yeah,
Crowd following you, and they're like trying to grab him, like, Father Patrick, we'll help you. And you're like,
I have quite the following now after my display of
Every
humanity.
few steps, like whenever your rhythm goes, he goes bonk, and
Smacks me in the back.
the back of your armor, but because of all the protection, you can't even feel it, and he's just getting this constant. Bong,
All I know
bong.
is that I've got 15 monks permanently following me for the rest of this game, all like pleading with me, like arms up in contrition, and I'm like, turns out I'm quite
Brother
holy.
Function has quite the following.
The wonderful thing is they're super sad about their priest being treated like this, and
I've
you
no idea.
You see their faces with their downturned mouths and the tears in their eyes because he's being harmed, and your little circuitry runs through all the different matching facial expression. It's like these people appear to be subservient. Excellent.
They worship me as I worship the God Emperor. Good times on Vanus. Wait, what's the name of this planet again?
Vanus.
Vanus, yeah, that one too.
It's not like us to get a planet wrong.
Just quickly, because I've been thinking about this and it could go terribly wrong. If you're from Vanus, what are you?
A Venetian?
Okay.
Not to be confused with a Viennetta. Explain that reference to the
Or a Vanuatuan?
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
No, okay.
There's already Vanuatuans, and they're a proud people.
I will now be referred to as the Venetian sensation.
Venetian sensation.
By this horrible part of the conversation, we honour our chapter master, Awkward Pause.
Nice.
Give it back! It's my Eisenhorn figure!
Yeah, well, you're playing with it wrong. Eisenhorn should be karate chopping fools.
Stop it!
For what is this disagreement?
Nice, Marine. Praise Emperor, you're here. Tommy won't give back my Inquisitech Eisenhorn action figure.
Really, Tommy? Theft of a statue relic depicting the Grand Inquisitor?
I was just messing around, Nice Marie. I'll give it back now.
15 years in an imperial prison should do it. And as for you, Jimbus of House Hablock,
That's not my...
Silence! Ah, yes. An older model of action figure constructed using plastics that during their fabrication emit a harmful odor that is responsible for the decline in numbers of local fauna, including the native hive rat.
But Nice Marine, I'm only 6.
Silence! How ironic that a criminal would meet their demise for possessing the likeness of the very man sworn to rid the Imperium of their kind. He'd roll in his grave if he saw you here like this, Jimbus. But he would want me to pass on one message.
What would he want?
See you in hell!
We've had a lot of fun today, and now you know about harmful plastics. And remember, knowing is half the battle.
You're making your way along the main street. And in the middle of the sort of the intersection, because there's the cross streets that go, there's the main boulevard with House Karvek at one end and with the Astral Hyper Church down the other. And there's the cross streets as well. And I presume down at one of them will be the spaceport. I guess that's probably important. Maybe the governor's palace down the other end. So on this crossroads. So are you going straight down to House Karvek, or are you going somewhere else?
That's it. Should we go to House Karvik? Should we go get the relics, or should we go to somewhere else? I just like the idea.
I am keen to take in the surroundings. I read it in this book. Chapter 2. Appreciate local customs. And for reference, they just call it a port here.
Very good.
I like it. Where are you going next? You've left the church.
Perhaps the relic.
I just like the idea, and I'm thinking a few steps ahead, that we explore this town or whatever. Because at the moment, we have a group of parishioners following us, happily. We also have a group of parishioners following us who are covered in cuts and stained glass window injuries. We have a group of monks who are wailing and singing because they're following their half-dead, dragged along, banged about Father Padre Raptus, or whatever.
Dominicus Raptus.
There's some nuns still screaming, holding all the candles, going, "What's happening? Where are we? What's going on? What happened to my gargoyles?"
I also quite like the idea from an out-of-game perspective that it's like a title card that can be like, boom, chapter 2, exploration.
I am concerned of these relics. Do you think they could be iguanas? Fun fact, I'm also scared of iguanas. I know it's a long shot that they might be, but I wanted to disclose that as well.
You don't think anyone would be silly enough to bury iguanas in the sand for a long time, do you, brother? That would be very funny to everyone.
I'm going to stand at the back for a bit.
He's just torn apart by his phobias. He's like, I think I saw a gargoyle in the shape of an iguana, and now it's like it's mocking me, brother. We should burn that church.
I can't get a call back up to the fleet in high orbit. So I will now commence a vlog.
No, very, very appropriately, awkward pauses accidentally put you on hold. So it's now locked your call into the call. You can't disconnect from him, but you're also just, you've got this like lovely little music. It's like, if you're interested in becoming a space marine, call us now.
Why not come down to the Space Marine Museum?
We have generous retirement packages. That's fantastic.
That was
That's
amazing.
the official hold music of the Space Marine recruitment line. Great. So
I can't close this call. It's taking up one half of my visor.
it explains why you're so bad at everything. Half your vision's gone. So where was the next stop? Where are we going now? There's the House Karvik, there's a spaceport, there's the palace, or there's really anywhere you want to go if you want to go find somewhere else.
I have a safari cap and could do some exploring and some archaeological digs.
Did someone say relics? Let's do it, baby.
Do you have a shovel?
I can make one.
Just remind me, before we leave, I have to swing by the spaceport and pick up a souvenir for my brother-nephew. I promised his mother.
Not another mug.
Snow globes.
You haven't been home in like 10,000 years, so you have this crate of snow globes aboard our
And
vessel.
commemorative spoons. It's like, what does he even do with the spoon? He doesn't use them. They are demonstrative only.
He has no sugar in his decaffeinated drink.
He would never take sugar. Sugar is bad.
I don't understand lying. As far as I'm concerned, if you don't use the spoon, then it's lying.
Yeah.
You would hang it on the wall? This makes no sense to me.
This is a dishonest use of a spoon, brother.
Dishonest use of a
The spoons reek of heresy.
And as you step across, I just go, ooh, just with the flamer through the gift shop.
Just taking individual spoons and crushing them until they're like ball
Snow
bearings.
globes are bursting.
That's not real snow.
This snow is dishonest. It purports itself to be snow.
I don't know. Let's go to this.
No wonder you do not need the Commonwealth's budget with the prices in this gift shop. Fancy you making me walk through your gift shop to get to the archaeological dig.
But you should talk about that. One of the destinations is there is a sign you see as you pass through the main sort of intersection in the centre. There's a market set up there and there's all kinds of stuff. But there is a sign that points off Museum of Commonwealth History off to one direction. So if you were interested in relics, that might be somewhere you could go.
Brother Torvak, Brother Function, perhaps these relics, if we had them in our possession, we could negotiate between these people a peace to impress.
Brilliant idea.
I certainly learnt in one of the chronicles that I was reading that you are welcome to take others' relics, keep them as your own for the purpose of learnings and teachings.
And display.
And
For school children on weekdays and old people on weekends.
In the distance down the street, you hear just one local being like, it belongs in a museum.
So do you.
I like
So you would like to go to the Museum of Commonwealth History?
To the museum.
To the museum.
to the museum.
I hope it is singular coin donation only.
So you reach, you walk, you turn
I've
the
landed by now, by the way.
corner. Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That was a plot hole.
Yeah, it was, yeah,
The
it was,
atomic jetpack sometimes overheats.
Yeah.
Must be rested. I make sure the machine spirit is.
I don't want to be too sexy the whole game.
My legs are a little weaker than others, as I do seldom ignore walking.
Tiny little legs, smaller than his wrist because he never walks anywhere. Oh, look, it's Truthsayer flying again. We're in the lunch queue, Truthsayer. You don't need to be flying.
Toothpick legs, Truthsayer.
Who said that?
It's a lie. What's that? No, again.
So the Museum of Commonwealth History is this massive sort of ornate building, and again, it's like a cathedral to science. It's got these.
Does it have any gargoyles on the front?
I will be at the back.
I'll wait outside with the bags.
I think it does, but they're gargoyles like holding test tubes, and there's a gargoyle, there's this beautiful, like, they're all like sciencey and museumy. So there's a gargoyle in a little lab coat.
Two
curator
gargoyles
gargoyle.
at a hydraulic press, seeing if it'll squish something.
you walk up and it's this beautiful ornate museum, and there's the science wing and there's the history wing, and there's big banners out the front. They're like, now open the exhibit of Commonwealth history. And on the other side, there's touring now, secret exhibits of ancient terror.
Brothers, I'm excited to see that Exhibit is performing.
You're gone. I heard you had heresy in your heresy.
I'm so sorry.
And I love that Brother Truthsayer is like, I see no signs for the musical artist Exhibit. It disturbs me that you have not spoken true. I'm confused by this.
Was I making a joke?
different to the sign.
That's not how
You have misread the sign, brother. It is spelled quite differently.
I was not making a joke. It is because of my poor vision from this collect call.
The court is slowly creeping to the other eyelid. No! It's getting smaller and smaller.
It's also the screensaver bouncing thing as it goes.
Oh, yeah. You're just counting down for it to bounce in the corner.
In the corner, perfect.
You'll hear me scream at some point during the mission.
So the Museum of Commonwealth History has this special exhibit on ancient terror on one side, but it has the local Commonwealth history on the other side. There's a science arm. Where would you like to go in here to find these exhibits?
Well, yeah. Is there some? I think we need to get information almost from the concierge, the curator at the front desk.
Excellent. So you walk in and there's a big the first thing is there's a big tub that you put donations in to enter, and there's a person in the museum uniform standing next to it who looks up and up and up until she sees your eyes, and then she sort of nods and points at the donation bucket.
I turn around and grab one of the golden necklaces off the priest I've been dragging with me and throw it into the tub.
And
Fantastic.
I drop one of those incense burners they were waving around, and I'm like,
There's holy mace weaponry.
and I drop it in, but it's incense in with paper money and stuff.
Just start
and so as we're moving away, it starts to smoke even more. It's going up.
This woman looks fearful now from this display and the fact that you've broken her donation tub and you're carrying an unconscious priest. Sounds like an opportunity for someone might need to be nice to her.
I can do this. As Brother Lucilius, I know that I can be nice to civilians.
Excellent. Roll
Or
me
have
that.
confidence that I am going to be anyway. It's a 6 again.
Oh, wow. So
Wow.
Tell me how this goes. Tell me how you get this lady on side.
I like the idea that I have my Space Marine helmet, but I switch it into smooth mode, and the lights on it does a little wink. And even in my Space Marine gigantic armor, I sort of put the elbow out, lean casually on the counter, and
cracks. The
whole thing to mine and see it all, and point us in the direction of the artifacts of this planet.
Well, I think you need to be nicer to her first. I'd love to hear some of the compliments that
It has a
Space
Casio
nice
keyboard
Marines
as you're chatting to it.
Well, civilian.
I like that just quickly smooth jazz pops up in the background, and I'm like, hello, civilian female.
Yes, you have hair and clothes on.
These things are adequate at covering your skin.
I find this aesthetically adequate.
She has a name tag that says Gloria Gene Seed.
Yeah, no, bang.
Nice.
And if this is 3 wings or 3 arms, can the science arm be the third arm?
Is that a joke? I don't get that.
Oh, I was thinking a Gene Stealer cult, 3-armed emperor.
Yeah.
That's a very in-depth lore
Very
joke.
Moving on.
Awkward pause is calling again.
Brother,
The chapter master!
Damn it, he took me off hold and I missed it. I was distracted.
Brother Torvak's humor does not always land.
I don't even understand you. It's so appropriate. If my joke bombs, that's why.
So, Brother Truthsayer, that's you've been successfully nice to her, and I'm happy that she's pointed you in the direction of. Now she's still quite frightened, but you think you've done a good job.
Yes.
And she points you in the direction of, well, the ancient Commonwealth relics are all in our Commonwealth exhibit, which is just down this way.
That makes sense.
This is logical.
I ask her, do you follow the teachings of this house Karvek or the teachings of your Church of Sinners of Flame?
Like, well, as a museum employee, I'm not really allowed to get involved in politics. Some people are a bit funny about the fact that we took all their artifacts and brought them back here, so...
Ha ha ha! You are very good. I will call you back at a later date. And then
Do you have a brochure with a map?
And sure enough, she hands you one over, but it's one of those that folds out to 8 pages, so you have to...
What way do I fold this back? You know what? Don't bother.
I am 897 years old. Do you accept pensioner discounts?
And you're mad for thinking I would like the audio cassette to take with me as I walk around the museum. I have enough going on in my ear.
But at the back, you can see that Mal has got one of the audio tours and he's holding it to his ear.
He goes, wow, really? 700 years old.
The museum was initially built 700 years ago.
Wow, guys, listen to this.
I like the idea that somewhere in his programming, there's like a caring or, being nice routine. It's clicked in and he's gone, and he grabs another audio headphone and just jams it roughly into the unconscious body of Father Padre so he can listen to.
He's used a little wrist strap to tie it around his head so it's glued to his ear. Yep.
This ugly mural on the wall I once saw in San Francisco on Holy Terror.
That is a deep cut. That's a reference to our Delta Green episode. I encourage you to check it out. That's a real mural as well. That's so funny.
I'm so sorry again
The best
to
thing,
that person.
that thing exists in real life, but we've spent so long sledging it. None of us have ever even seen it. So it might be lovely. Tiny in the Discord gave me those notes, so it's his fault.
Podcast tour to San Fran.
Having successfully wrangled the map, you're making your way down to the Commonwealth relics. Tell me some of the things that you see on display here. Ancient, fragile relics that are being kept here.
Ooh, I like the idea that we've seen there's maybe like a bolt gun or some sort of laser pistol of the first Marines that colonized this planet.
So millennia ago, when the Commonwealth first came here before.
Like it's an ancient pistol. Like it's still pretty technologically advanced, but compared to today.
Because it's so old, there's so many inaccuracies with it. It's actually a skeleton of the pistol.
I mean, they've done an artist reconstruction, and it looks like it's duck. It looks like a duck. It's just sat there and you're like, no. And you look at it, you turn it upside down. The bit they thought was the beak is the trigger guard.
The plasma coils. These are the gills, which it would later dispense as it crawled onto land.
I like the idea that there's a giraffe. It's not the ancient beast.
Foul beasts of ancient terror. Well, that would be in the other arm of the museum.
Oh, that would.
But this is a little bit of cross-brand appeal. So try and get you to pay for that exhibit as well.
It's on loan from that arm because they're so remote. They're not near any other planets to be able to borrow exhibits from.
I love it. And Wegs, this pistol on display looks an awful lot like the ancient god pistol at your hip. And I know you told me before we started recording, he didn't, this is a setup, that had a special name. What is the name of your god pistol?
By the way, awkward pause is taken. So
The weapon of Captain Master. It's called Barry.
Brilliant.
Is that an acronym, brother?
No! We go to war. Me and Barry go to war. Into battle, Barry, unto the fires of war.
So I'm going to give you a week to come up with some of the great exhibits we see and to give me the details of the important Commonwealth relics that you're here to settle the dispute over. We're going to conclude today's episode. We've just played the game, or episode 1 of Nice Marines, a role-playing game by Grant Howitt. Grant Howitt is, I would think it's safe to say, one of our favourite game designers here on the pod. We've enjoyed everything we've played of his. You can grab a copy on Drive through RPG, and you can grab a copy on the you can grab a copy on the Rowan, Rook and Descartes website, which I believe it's completely free on there. So check it out. It's fantastic. And if you do happen to pay anything for it, please use our affiliate links, or even if you don't, because it helps us know what you like. Most importantly for us, reviews. Please leave us a review. An in-universe review is our favorite. You heard us read an amazing review before that was a string of love heart emojis, and it still made the air. So you don't have to be clever. You just have to be sincere. And we will read out our favorites on the next pod. And please tell your friends about us. We would love more people to listen.
Over to me. So we have the channel Patreon, which is $1 a month. That enables you to have access to the podcast and painting channel perks and exclusives. This is our table reads where we have our fake commercials, so you can see the filmed recordings of us bumbling our way through our TV commercials. There's also sneak peeks of what's on the way next. There is a painting channel on YouTube with me, Mike, which is Flashing Badger Painting. I got my own promo in, I typed the sheet. And we have our channel Discord. This is where the real action is. There's hundreds of us in there. We are interactive with planning for the upcoming RPGs, such as my character creation for today. Thank you so much to the Discord community for putting together Brother Torvak. And in there, you can not only hang out with us for the painting channel, also the podcast, and shape the narrative of the RPGs to come.
So on that note, I would especially like to shout out on the Discord to Gills, Ashala, B. Connolly, Arjak, Very EP, and Tiny, all of whom voted for your flamethrower. They're the winning votes only. And the people who voted for your holding parades ability, which is the same faces. And also I see, Mike, you voted yourself.
I really want to hold a parade.
Scandalous. Absolutely scandalous that he fixed the vote. But thank you to everyone who participated. It's great fun. And we would love to get the Discord more involved in the pod in terms of choosing what we play, what we do. And like I say, I'm pretty happy to hand over stuff like character creation or NPC creation to you guys. If you want an NPC named after you or to act like you, send me a message and we'll
farming out the work.
No, this is great because this is an opportunity for you to be nice or mean to Mike, Fitz, and Wegs remotely with no guilt. Just offload the work to me. Anyway, next week we are going to be playing episode 2 of Nice Marines and see how poorly this goes because so far they've succeeded a lot. Statistically, it cannot continue. Thank you very much for being with us.
I'm Fitz.
I'm Wegs.
I'm Mike.
We'll catch you next week for episode 2.
Flashing Badger